Let's get right to the forecast. Nothing fascinating about this.
No,
Another
be cold
hard
again.
freeze. Yeah, it's getting old.
Well, there is an end in sight this
that's
weekend.
good.
Big transition coming up for Saturday and Sunday.
And it could be worse. We could be in New York or Boston or
You
something
look
like
at what
that.
they're
Yeah.
going through on the East Coast, it could be a lot worse here. You just warm up with the
All
cold.
right, so a win on Sunday and warmer weather.
That's right. And temperatures back
it's a
into
double
the 60s.
win.
Double whammy on Sunday. Let's take a look at what's happening because it is going to be cold again tonight, and we are expecting another hard freeze warning. This time includes the metro areas. Temperatures will be dropping into the 20s, and the problem is we get so cold for so long. We start really dipping to near freezing kind of just as the sun starts to go down, and we stay there all night long, really not getting above freezing until kind of 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. And notice our warning is from 7 o'clock tonight until 10 a.m. in the morning. Everywhere you see highlighted in this blue color is under a hard freeze warning for tonight. Tomorrow night, different story. We may see some areas on the North Shore, but no one south of the lake, I think tomorrow night, will be under a hard freeze warning. And in fact, temperatures will be starting to get above freezing for our morning lows. 41 degrees right now at Kenner, still very chilly and very dry. An 18-degree dew point. We normally don't see dew points that low. Humidity is only 40% with winds calm at the moment. Still everyone in the 40s. A 44-degree reading now at Slidell, 43 over in Belle Chase, 43 as well at Reserve, and up in Hammond. We're under clear skies, so we do have plenty of sunshine, which does help to make it feel a little bit warmer. And you notice those winds were calm at the airport. Lighter winds at the moment, and kind of lesser wind during the day today. Doesn't make it feel quite as cold either. So we don't have as much wind and more sunshine. It does start to feel a little bit better. But as we mentioned, we have more freeze warnings on the way for tonight heading into tomorrow morning. And one more cold day with highs staying in the 40s tomorrow afternoon, upper 40s, maybe even a few 50s. But we will be well into the 50s by Saturday, and by Sunday and at least the first half of next week, into the 60s. We might have another strong front on the way by the middle of next week, but we'll wait to see what happens. We still have that Arctic air now spread across much of eastern and central Canada. That still allows that very cold air mass to make its way into the northern tier states, and that air does sink southward. So until we get rid of that cold Arctic air and see that move northward, it still is able to find its way south. But boy, what the folks along the East Coast are dealing with is that upper trough bringing in some of that cold Arctic air toward the East Coast, along with this powerful nor'easter that is barreling up toward New England. It will likely start moving inland across kind of the Canadian maritime provinces sometime maybe late tonight or early tomorrow. But this system, boy, is packing quite a punch with near hurricane force winds, especially right along the coast and offshore, and very, very heavy snowfall. These type of events usually are accompanied by heavy snowfall because it's over the Atlantic Ocean. A lot of moisture and a lot of fuel for some very substantial snowfall totals. For us, though, we just have a few little high, thin clouds kind of moving across the sky. So again, you put it in perspective, not so bad here. We're going to keep that cold air in place through the day today and tonight. And again, we'll stay kind of chilly tomorrow with highs getting into the upper 40s. Then as we head into the weekend, kind of our transition, temperatures start to get back into the 50s by Saturday, and then on into Sunday into the 60s. So tailgating for the Saints game looks great. Temperatures will be very comfortable, and we will see a few showers possible on Sunday, but probably not until a little bit later in the day, probably as the game is wrapping up. Temperatures today staying in the 40s with lots of sunshine. Still a very pretty afternoon. By tonight, we'll drop into the 20s again on both sides of the lake with hard freeze warnings north and south, and that includes the city of New Orleans. So for folks in the city, you will need to make sure that those pipes are protected tonight. Notice what happens as we get into Friday night into Saturday morning. 30s, 20s, and 30s, but we are above freezing on the South Shore, so no hard freeze, probably not even a freeze warning because temperatures will probably just briefly dip to near freezing on early Saturday morning. And then notice that high temperature on Saturday, 56. Again, a cold day Friday, Saturday starting to warm up, and much milder by Sunday. 66 degrees our high, 65 early in the day Monday behind a front, but that front, other than bringing in quite a bit of rainfall early in the day Monday, notice our temperatures not nearly as cold. We'll be in the lower 60s for a high Tuesday, and then quickly starting to rebound by the middle of next week.
And hopefully for some of us, there's no more winter to come.